All right, so it is March. It's now March, which means it's time for February empties, and I actually had a lot more than I expected to. Like I've been saying, I've been working on using up a lot of products that I'm sort of like at the end of, or that I just want to use up because I don't want to use them anymore or whatever, or they're old, they've been around. So I will link below January empties in case you're interested in what I used up then. But like I said in that video, I'm going to be doing monthly empties just so they don't get overwhelming. Plus I would like to do sort of like a monthly tally of the retail value of the products that I'm using up, whether or not they were gifted or I bought them or on sale or whatever. So I actually have, like I said, a really decent amount, more than last month, which I wasn't expecting because I didn't know that I was going to use anything up last month. But I'm looking for things to use up. And there were quite a few things that I was like, I'm at the very, very end of, or I've finished even since February, that I was working on that I just didn't get in here. I've already finished 3 things that'll be in March empties, and I'm working on quite a few more that were sort of like at the tail end in February, and I just didn't quite get to them. So without further ado, let's get started with February empties. And I've got one thing that I'm throwing away. I've been sort of hanging on to this and I don't know why. I just haven't stuck it in my trash bin, but it needs to be trashed because it's sort of like unusable. This is the Elise Marie Detox Body Exfoliant. I think they've renamed their products since then, or since I received this one, but it's supposed to be a like dry powdered sugar product, or like sugar exfoliant product. It's got sugar, I believe it has turmeric, I can't remember what else is in here, ginger. There's ginger in here for sure. There's a very minimal amount of ingredients in here, and I actually did like this product. I just didn't use it correctly. Because it is dry and it's sugar, you definitely want to keep this away from water, and I made the mistake of like using a spoon, when really what I should have done is just shook it out into my hand in the shower, quickly capped it, and so no water would have gotten into it. But I used about 1/4 of this jar, and I got it wet, and it just sort of like solidified and became a rock. So I do actually have a second one of these, which I'm going to be using, and I do like it because it is like a dry exfoliant that you just like rub over, you know, wet legs or whatever. And I did enjoy it. I just didn't use it correctly, and I let it sort of like, you know, do this weird thing that made it unusable. So I am throwing this away. The retail value of this is $30. And yeah, like I said, I do have a second one of these, which I'll be breaking into. So I've got some hair things. First up, I've got the Desert Essence Lemon Tea Tree Shampoo. This is the clarifying for oily hair. I really love this. I've gone through, I don't even know how many bottles of this in the last few years. I do like to use this when I haven't washed my hair for a few days, and I just sort of get like buildup with, you know, dry shampoo or like oils or whatever. This works really well to clarify my hair, to really sort of like clean out anything that's, you know, dirty. And then I do like to go in with like a second cleanse plus a conditioner. Some days, if it's only been 1 day since I've washed my hair, I will just use this, but I don't typically wash my hair, you know, like multiple days in a row. I will usually wash it and then at least 2 or 3 days later wash it again, sometimes 5 or 6. It sort of depends on the week, what I'm doing, where I'm going. I did wash my hair this morning. I know it sort of looks like weird and kinky, but I had it in a braid earlier. And I let it out, but it sort of looks like strange now. But I did use this morning, and then I used the Acure Volume shampoo and conditioner, which I'm trying to use up because I'm not particularly enjoying them, but even though my hair kind of feels really nice today, so I don't know. I don't know, maybe I'll form different opinions about them before they're empty, but I really like this. I have rebought this. I will continue to rebuy this, and I definitely recommend it if you're looking for like a clarifying or sort of like clearing shampoo. So the retail value of that is $8.99. You can mostly get it way cheaper than that pretty much anywhere that you shop at. I think I looked at it on Vitacost and it was like 7 something. I think iHerb sells it for 7 something as well, and usually you can buy it. They usually have like buy one get one frees at my Sprouts, so it sort of depends where you buy it, but I went off what the Desert Essence website said their retail value was, $8.99. I also used up these Josh Roseburg Travel Balance Shampoo and Conditioners. I had these around a long time, and I noticed that the expiration date was passed, but I used them. They worked and smelled exactly the same as if the expiration date hadn't passed, so I don't know about that, but I did go ahead and use these up just so they weren't sitting around in my cabinets, and I have other travel shampoo and conditioners that I can use when we travel later this year. So I just wanted to go ahead and use these up. I really like these. I've gone through full-size bottles of these. I don't know if it's more than once. I don't remember if I bought a second set, but I will buy these again in the future once I've used up. I have quite a few things hair-wise that I need to use up, and that's sort of like the one area that I go through the slowest because I don't wash my hair every day. I don't, you know, you use skincare every day, but you don't necessarily always wash your hair every day, so sometimes those things can take a little bit longer to go through. But I will buy the Josh Roseburg Balance Shampoo and Conditioner again in the future because I do really like these. They work really well for my hair. They provide more volume, even though I don't really think they're supposed to be volumizing, but they provide volume for me. And they work really well because I've got normal to oily hair. So these, the set together is $16. So these are $8 each. And I think the full sizes run like 30 to 32, I can't really remember, but these are the 2-ounce sizes, and I really enjoy those. So I have a couple of face like wash or face polish things. That's different from, you know, like other skincare. That's not a mask. I have a lot of masks. This time around, I have the Olive & M face polish to brighten and smooth. I actually met this company at the Dallas Indie Beauty Expo last year, and this was a product that I'd seen around. It was one that I was really interested in trying, but they didn't actually have it at the expo, which sort of bummed me out because the rest of the line is all oils, which I feel like there's so many oils. You have to really do something different to sort of stand out and be unique when it comes to oils. So I'm not really interested in the rest of the line, or I wasn't interested in the rest of the line. I was only interested in the scrub, which is it's empty, so I'm not really showing you anything. But then a couple of months later, a PR company that works for them actually reached out to see if I wanted to try anything from their line, and I was like, well, yeah, I want to try the polish because I wanted to try it at the expo. They didn't have it. Anyway. So I'm really underwhelmed by this product, and it's not one that I would rebuy. It's got good ingredients in it, and I was really excited to use it, but it just sort of like underwhelmed me for my skin type and what I wanted it to do. But it's made with like oat flour, olive, fruit oil, castor, sunflower, hemp, olive, leaf extract, rose hip, red raspberry, rosemary, sunflower, cardamom, lavender, bergamot. So it's got nice ingredients in it, but it wasn't exfoliating enough for my skin type. I like exfoliators to be like really exfoliating, like the Osea probiotic polish or the Salice scrub, or the Leilani Honey Love. Those are like 3 of my favorite sort of like really exfoliating polishes. This just didn't do it for me. I struggled using it up because I just didn't enjoy using it. I wanted to use other things, but I wanted to finish it all the way up, but I would not rebuy this. And unless you're looking for something that's really like gentle and not very exfoliating, I wouldn't recommend this, but it sort of depends what you're looking for in your skin type. And if you are looking for something a little bit more gentle, maybe try this out. I guess this might be like a step up from the Acure brightening scrub. I guess price-wise step up, not really like ingredient or performance step up, at least in my opinion. But if you like the Acure brightening scrub, you might like this. I like the brightening scrub, but I don't use it anymore just because it's, I found other things that I like better, but yeah. Anyway, the retail value of this is $48, which for it, I kind of feel like was overpriced anyway. So yeah. So I'm definitely glad that a PR company reached out to me about that one. I'm just gonna go ahead and braid my hair because it's driving me nuts. Sometimes when I braid my hair and let it out, it looks really good, and then other times it just sort of looks like unkept. But anyway, so now we're hopefully good because I don't see that kinky stuff anymore. But the other sort of like cleanser that I've got is the Mahalo Unveil, which is like my favorite cleanser of all time. I can still smell it a little bit in there. It's like my favorite scent. The cleanse is fantastic. It works as like a first and second cleanse. You don't even need a second cleanse. When you use this, in my opinion, it works really well to break down all makeup, as well as exfoliates and softens and smooths. Like I said, it removes every last bit of makeup. I never have to go over this with a second cleanse, and I don't want to because I like the way that my skin feels after I use this. I do have a backup of this. I will always have a backup of this. I absolutely love this. It's my favorite. I am trying to use a few things so I can get back to this because this is my favorite. Yeah, so this retails for $70, and in my opinion it's worth, unlike this, this is worth every penny because it's like a magical product. You know how I feel about Mahalo, and I've worked with them for quite a few years. The Unveil, I think, is my absolute favorite product from the whole line. I love all the products, they work for my skin, but the Unveil is just, it's something special. Okay, so I have a few masks. A couple well, I mean, they're all sort of like mini sizes. They're not, this one is full size because you can buy it like this, but a lot of these are more like deluxe size samples. And there's this one which is like full size too, but it's really small. So let's start with this one. This is the Earthwise Beauty, I'm still messing with my hair, Blackstrap Molasses Face Mask. I love this face mask. This is either the second or third jar of this that I've gone through. I do have a backup in my fridge. I love this for acne. It's great for brightening. It's great for firming. It sort of, for me, is like the two products that I could compare this the most to are Joss Roseburg's Cacao Antioxidant Mask and Mahalo's The Bean. The Bean, in my opinion, is still better than this. It's my favorite in a lot of different categories. But I like this better than the Joss Roseburg Cacao Mask. The Cacao Mask I feel like is okay. I like so many other Joss Roseburg products, but there are a few that just don't do it for me, and the Cacao Mask is one of them. It's just sort of okay. I find myself reaching for other things like Mahalo's The Bean or this one over that one. So that one isn't one that I would rebuy, but if you have tried that one and maybe don't like it as much as you wish you did, maybe try the Earthwise Beauty Blackstrap Molasses Mask. It's just totally such a great mask. It does so many different things. It is sort of like a multitasking product like the Bean is, but with different ingredients. This has muds and clays and molasses and rose, vitamin C, aspen bark, carrot seed, geranium. So definitely a totally different ingredient deck than the Mahalo Bean, but still it gives fantastic results, and I love that. I will keep rebuying that as well. I really love that one. Then I have the Max and Me. Oh, the retail value of this one is $50, this size. She does make a couple of different sizes. I know there's this one, which is the 1.2 ounce, which you can get about 5 to 6, maybe 7 masks out of, and then there's like a really, really big size. But I always buy these little ones because I have so many masks I never use. It takes me a long time to get through any full size one or any even like deluxe size one. So the small one works good for me. I have then, like I said, this is the Max and Me Mask and Wash. This is the 10 ml size. I got this from the Beauty Heroes lunch in January for the Indie Beauty Expo. They were giving out like little samples of these, so I took a couple. I do like this product. I don't know that I would ever purchase it on my own, but would I keep receiving samples of it? Yes. I like it. It smells great. The ingredients are fantastic, but when I use it, I don't necessarily find that it does a ton for my skin. It does lightly exfoliate my skin, and it does really like nourish it, but in terms of like massive results, I don't get a ton, but it is beautiful to use. I do really enjoy it, but I probably would not spend my own money on it because it's $98 for an ounce, which would be this size. So this is $50, so this is expensive on its own, but this size is $98 of the wash, which is just, it's a lot. Especially for me, where I don't see like the results that I would to justify a mask purchase of that price. This little size, the 10 ml size, is $35. So even just this, which I think I got 4 uses out of, is very expensive. But I do have one more of these. I do have a 1 ounce size that they did send me, but as far as purchasing it on my own, I probably would not. But yeah, but it is beautiful. I just have others that I reach for when I want to see results. That one is just sort of like a beautiful experience to use, if you know what I mean. The other sort of like full-size one I've got that's sort of like tiny is the Beatnik Naturals Pumpkin Spice Clay Mask. I ordered this when I ordered a bunch of stuff from Beatnik Naturals, and really nothing from Beatnik Naturals sort of like overwhelmed me. But this one, it was okay to use. It smelled basically like pumpkin pie. Yeah, it's got kaolin clay, bentonite clay, pumpkin powder, cinnamon powder, ginger and clove powder. So really simple ingredients. I usually mix this with oil or honey or something like that. I think I got like 3 or so masks out of it. The last one I had quite a bit left and I just like dumped it all in. I was like ready to be done with it. But yeah, I wouldn't buy this again. I don't even think she's making this anymore. But the price of this one was $7.99. I do enjoy more the pumpkin and glow mask that I received in the Face Mask Alchemy box. That one is like my favorite pumpkin dry mask, and then Natural Logic makes a pumpkin AHA mask. I actually used both of those last night. And because my skin was looking pretty terrible, I needed to do something to sort of like reboost it, and those 2 masks I think really, really helped. Though I feel like when I wear my hair like this, my nose just like looks so big. There's some videos where I like watch myself back and I'm like, my nose takes over the entirety of my face. That's not what this is about. But every time I look in the viewfinder, I'm just like, my God, my nose looks so big. Maybe I just need to learn, how to like contour. Or maybe it's my hair. Oh my God, I don't know. Everything is driving me crazy today. But I have 2 like little samples. I have the Ursa Major Flash Mask. This is the 3-minute flash mask. I don't like these like little sample things because I feel like you don't know how long the product has been there. I also feel like when they're in these like little samples, they're not as potent as they are when they're in the full-size jar. I don't know. I used this and it didn't really seem to do anything, but I do have a full size of it that I'm going to be giving a try soon. So hopefully it's just that this was like a little sample, and this isn't really like a good representation of the mask, but I'll let you know once I try the full size. But I feel like this just didn't really do anything. So yeah, that's a little sample. And the other sample I finished up was the Josh Roseburg Advanced Hydration Mask. I think I received this, he had like handed out a few sample, oh no. This one came as a Love More promotion from a Beauty Heroes order I placed last year sometime. It came with a sample of the Vital Balm Cream and the Advanced Hydration Mask before they were released. And I think this, I got three uses out of this. I really like this mask. It is one of my favorite hydrating masks. I hadn't tried it until recently. I tried like the Kahina mask and like the Natural Logic Luna. Those are really, really amazing. This is also really good. I like to use this after I've used like a really, really intense like exfoliating detox mask or something like that, where my skin is like red, it's kind of like tight, and like it feels like it needs like a lot of nourishment. I will slather like a really large amount of this all over my face and just let it like sink in and do its thing for 30 minutes, and then you just wipe it off with a dry cloth. You don't even need to wash it off. Sort of like the Kahina mask as well, where you sort of just like massage in the rest of the product if there's any left over. This one you just sort of like wipe off any excess with a cloth, and then sort of do your moisturizer on top of it, and your skin just looks fantastic. So I do have a full-size jar of this. I really, really enjoy it. So this again was a sample. And then I've got a couple of mists. I have the, since we're talking about Josh Roseburg, I have another Josh Roseburg Hydrating Accelerator. I did go through another 2-ounce size, travel size. I did have one of these in my January empties, and now I have another one. This isn't the top it comes with. I did switch out the mister for another product, because the mister that was on that product was awful. So I just went ahead and switched it out with the Josh Roseburg, which I do prefer over many, many other misters. But yeah, this is $22. I've got really nothing else to say about this that I didn't already say in every other video I've talked about this. I do have one more travel size and a full size, but I'm trying to use up a couple of other hydrating mists before I, go back to those. So you probably won't see one of these in March, but here's another one for January. So I love that. And then the other mist I went through is the Natural Logic Balanced Nutrient Mist. She sells these in 2- and 4-ounce sizes. This one is made for more oily skin or acne-prone skin. I really love this. I do have another mister of this, as well as her nutrient mist, which is the one that's more hydrating. I love both. Honestly, her products just work so well for my skin type. I just absolutely love the Natural Logic products. So if you're interested in a acne line that works, I'm going to leave linked below the Natural Logic Balance line that I did last week, 2 weeks ago. Can't remember when it was exactly. But I talked about this, as well as the rest of the Balance line, which just is fantastic for people with acne or oily skin. So yeah, I did go through that. I do have a second one. The 2-ounce size is $24. So then I have sort of like some serums and I guess moisturizing products. The one serum I've got is the the Natural Logic Balance Clarifying Serum. This stuff, again, is fantastic. It's amazing for those with acne-prone skin. I mix this in with every moisturizer that I use. I'm not using it right now, but I probably should add it back in because when I stopped using the Balance line, my skin just like freaked out. But yeah, for the entirety of this bottle, I mixed it in day and night with whatever moisturizer I was using at night. It just works so well at keeping acne at bay, reducing inflammation, healing, it is sped up. I just absolutely love this stuff. Totally amazing. I do have a full size of this. The half-ounce size, which is this, is $32, and it's totally worth it. I love that. So the last thing I have is like a moisturizing product, and I've got a sample and then like a deluxe size sample. The deluxe size sample came in a Petit Vour box a couple of months ago, and they valued this at $6, so that's what I'm going to value it as. And then I received sort of like a trial of it from the Detox Market, which I just put in here. So I'm not valuing the sample here, but I'm going to value this at $6, even though I did squirt some of it in here. But it did give a very generous amount. I was able to use this for pretty much all of January and February. I used it at night only, and it is a very nice like night cream. I don't know if I said the name. It's the Golden Hour Recovery Cream. I do enjoy it. I like the Natural Logic Omni Cream more. I started using that one since I finished this, and I thought that I liked this, and I do like it, but when I went back to the Omni Cream, my skin just responds so much better to the Omni Cream than it did to this. So I do have a full size of this, but I'm not sure I'm going to use it now that I know, like, you know, the difference between how this works with my skin versus the Omni Cream. But I do like it. I think it is pretty lightweight. It's not super heavy. The Omni Cream from Natural Logic is a bit heavier because it contains coconut oil and shea butter, but neither of those have ever reacted with my skin. This did not react with my skin either, but I felt like this was much more lightweight and not as moisturizing. The Omni Cream to me is definitely more moisturizing. So if you want something a little bit heavier and more moisturizing, check out the Omni Cream from Natural Logic. But if you want something that's less heavy and more lightweight, you might look into this one. But yeah, I did use up the deluxe size of it that I got in the Petit Vour box. I did enjoy it, but I think I enjoy I know I enjoy the Omni Cream by Natural Logic much, much better. So I used up 16 products in all of February. The total amount of retail, or the retail total of all the products that I used up, not including samples, in January, I tried to value the sample, but I think what I'm going to do going forward is just not value the samples and just add them as their own sort of separate category of, I've used up this many samples instead of trying to put a value on them. So the total value of everything that I used up in February was $349.98, which makes my total for January and February $630.47, which to me just seems sort of fascinating to sort of put a price on how much you're using and really see how much you use up. So in February, I used up 3 hair care, 6 skincare, 3 masks, 1 body product, and 3 samples, which puts my total at 1 wellness product for the year, 3 hair care products for the year, 9 skincare products, 5 masks, 3 body care products, and 4 samples, which puts me at 25 total products used so far for the year. So yeah, I'm loving keeping track of how much I'm using and like the stats and everything, because I just find it fascinating, like how much you go through, how much stuff costs. Yeah, I'm just finding it super fascinating. I'm really excited for March because I've already used up 3 things, like I said, for March. So I'm looking to use up quite a bit more that I've been trying to use up for a while in March, and hopefully I'm able to do that. And I have like a really big total for March again. I don't know, something is more satisfying about like counting up the amount of product that you use versus just saying like, these are my empties. Like, it's definitely much more satisfying to say like, I went through this much product at this price. It's just, I don't know, much more fascinating to do it that way. Or not fascinating. Well, it's fascinating and it's satisfying, much more satisfying. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful if you've been interested in any of these products, or if you wanted to hear more about any of these products. Yeah. My favorites, should I say what my favorites are from my empties? Let's start that. The Unveil definitely is my favorite I love that. The Natural Logic Balance Mist and Serum. I love those products so much. The Roseburg Hydrating Accelerator and the shampoo and conditioner, as well as the Desert Essence shampoo, and the Roseburg hydration mask, blackstrap mask. Everything else was just sort of okay. So those were my favorites. This was my February empties. I've dragged this out long enough. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you for my March empties. Bye.